My name is Thư. Today I'm going to tell you a book called I See Yellow Flowers on the Green Grass. So let's begin. The story is based on, not based on, but actually telling about every every day, every day on a small village where two the main characters in this book and his brother Tung is doing it. So for the first thing is that the two of them have an uncle, Mr. Dan, and he's telling them about there are some flowers on their fingers, and if they have 10 flowers, then you are the most wonderful people. Like you can draw better in the class, and you can even writing beautiful more in every subject, and it will be the best mark in the class. And well, he liked it a lot, and from that day on, after Mr. Dan have asked him to open his hand to see how many flowers in his fingers have. He started to have to always look at the other people's hand to see how many flowers they have in their hands. That was also very amazing to him, because it's like it's like he always have something that will going to let him having fun. Also he can like have like can being a in being good at subjects and like drawings, and also he can be writing better as well. Okay, so that is when he started to look at everybody's hands, when he found that his fingers only have 2 flowers, which makes him very sad. So Tiu asked Tung about how many flowers did Tung have in his hands. Tung have about 7 flowers, which makes you really sad and very angry and stupid, because he have only 2. Okay, so he come to his class and ask everybody from his classmates and his friends how many flowers they have in their hands, and they all have at least much more than Tung, which make him even more sad and stupider. And especially a girl named Ma have 10 flowers, which is she can draw and write very well. But that was just they said, because actually in the real lifetime, Ma was a very beautiful and very kind girl, but she wasn't good at any subjects at all. Also, she isn't good at writing and drawing, especially drawing, because she draw very ugly. While writing, well, it's not very beautiful. It's kind of rough. Yes. So Tiu was like very sorry about Mom. He also find out that her family have what happened. Her family have a secret, is that like her mom always lock her dad up in a small cabin, which makes him cannot do anything else. He was like a really angry, and also don't know why Mom's mom doing like that. Well, she just getting tired every day. Okay. Now after that, you started to have something about feelings with Month. He's like really sad and sorry about Month. One month had to live in a family condition that wasn't very well for her, and she always keeping busy while just sweeping doing houseworks, and didn't have time to learn at all. So that's why you never ask to get his homework book back. Months, and also to find out a lot of weird things, from mom. But usually sometimes he always wash his hands and then put to the sun to dry so that he can have as many flowers in his hands as much as possible. And that is when mom started to find that out. So she also tried, and Theus thought that mom's only dry her hands, but sometime he found out that mom was drying her face as well. And that is when he started to know that mom was crying, and he asked why. What did mom said is that her mom hit her again. Yeah, so and that is when you started not to questioning her much more. Alright, now what did Theus like best is that his uncle loved to tell Theus' brother Tung and Thew about a lot of stories, like zombie stories or ghost stories, the best. And one of them that they like the most is the story about their neighbor's house was where Sean, also one of his classmates, and he was sitting next to his hat. The story tells that one day while that boy was sleeping and waking up in a very beautiful morning day, suddenly he found out that his shirts from white turned to pink. Then he came out to the outside to see even more clearer, and it was blood. The family started to feel very scared, and also he also find out that way, as he also very like that. Okay, so Shern, after finding out that there was a ghost in his home, the family started to ask someone, and he come in and investigate the family. And inside the house there was a ghost, he said like that. And this ghost kind of cannot go out, and she was trapped. So Sean's father went straight to the city and found the old owner of the house. The owner said that before the house was even selling, his daughter have loved a man, but this man always like drinking too much alcohol, and he started to and he have make a lot of trouble with money. So his daughter very upset and tie a rope around her neck and hung it down. So that's why she cannot get out. That is what happened. And sure, after hearing the story, they always laugh. And of course, Sean's house was the only house who have 2 staircases, while the other house only have 1 staircase, which meant that Sean was a very wealthy family. Alright, but after always telling all the stories, especially Thew, he always scared of ghosts. And also his house was built next to a grave, so which meant that he was very scared of all the ghost stories that he have heard. And also there's one of the stories that he was very scared is that next to his grave, down a little bit more, there was some mule, a village that next to his village. But this village, there's nobody to live in, and all the villagers in this village never come to that places ever, because there was a story about the tiger who's become the ghost tiger, who always hunts down people and even can hear what they can say. The legend has it said that every night this tiger will going to let hunters or a human being hurt have a stomach ache. Then when he's come out to go for a bathroom or something like that, that tiger will going to eat that man alive. So that's why he was very afraid. But even afraid like that, he have to be brave because his mother always asked him to come to Mom's shop to buy some food. And every time when he's run back after buying, he's going to trip, and because he's scared and he has to run, so he tripped, and everything will always pour out. Sometimes egg was cracked, sometimes the soy fish were going to spoil all over his body. And every time he's done his shopping and coming back, what happened next is that his father was going to yell at him and very angry at him. His father is one of the most funniest men ever. Well, outside of the village, he loved to make lyrics and lots of fun stories for the children, so having fun telling each other. There's also a story that he have made from a lyrics. Two stories in this book have said there was two stories that he was like most. One is that one day there was a man and his daughters coming out and cutting something. Suddenly found out a bush full of bees, and the bees started to sting the father and daughter, which makes the village really happy, like laughing a lot. So his father invented a story, invented a lyric that makes the children of all the village love it so much that they started to play with it. Okay, there's also another story. This story said that one day there was a man buying a lot of lucky number paper that he didn't going to have. But he knows that he will never going to get the prize money. So he always stick it to a big wood that let his house stand. So, but one day, after sticking that paper money, he found out that the money have a big price. So he didn't know how to open it out, how to peel it out. So he swore it and to bring all the whole chunk of wood to the city and get a lot of big prize money. But then on the way home, he accidentally had an accident to other people in the street and had to use all his money on that man on the victim. So the money have been lost a lot, and at home the house didn't have anything to stand on. It was like pulled down and damaged a lot. So now he's have to borrow some of the money from other villagers. That's really sad actually. But besides the happiness moments that his father have, his father at home like really angry, like always in an angry way, and he's hates when his two sons always making trouble with him like that. So every day he's going to hit them a lot. Alright. Let's go to the brothers, the two little brothers that is the main characters in the story. Is Q and the two. The two brothers are very small that time, and they have a lot of fun time together. But usually, two was the boys who cannot learn well in school. Well, T was different. He is a very smart student in the school, also in the class. Also, he is only the main troublemakers out for his little brother, and his little brothers always the one who have to get to be a victim from his father. So the two of the brothers, even though like that, but they love to play outside together. One time, didn't have a nap time, so they come out and started to to find a way to catch some of the insects in the ground. Well, he doesn't like it much because he's now older and he's know that he didn't like it much of those games anymore. But his little brother loves it a lot. Like he always make friends with the nature. He always make friends with the insects. Sometimes he will even pick up the caterpillar, or sometimes picking up some animals, but really scary, and he started to having fun playing with it. So and he like seeing his little brother like that, he's like really scary. I mean, not scary, but thinking that his brother was some kind of weirdo. Okay, so after what happening, but the two of them have the main hobbies together, that they love to read books, especially to love to read books about books like children's story books like Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, Cinderella, or one of the main story. And also this story was actually the popular story in Vietnam, Coptier, which was the story of a frog, a clever frog who let its owner have become a king. Yeah, it was kind of an ugly story for Tiu, but to love it. So love in touch of this story too much that he started to find a frog and keep it as a pet. Yes, the frog was kind of cute for me because it knows its owner and it loves to hunting and it's always kept croaking sounds. Yes, but I don't want to meet it in person. I'll be dead, in an instant. Okay, so the two of the brothers started to having fun with the frog so much, and also their parents know about the frogs living under their beds. The bed was next to a window, which was an amazing way for the frogs to have enough insects to eat. But of course, Thuong always scared that his little frogs won't have enough food in his belly, and every day while coming out, he'll always get all the food he can, like fly or insects, small insects, or sometimes even mosquitoes for the frogs to eat. The frogs eat it as well as enough. Sometimes Thuong also get the frogs some rice, leftover rice, so that the other frog can enjoy its meal easier. Okay, there's one trouble that to have to face is that the story begins that their uncle love someone in a neighbor's house, and this woman was Miss Ling, and she was a beautiful woman, like now it's a teenage girl now. Teenage woman now, and she also loved their uncles a lot. But one main trouble is that she is a daughter of a teacher, and this teacher always teach Tiu, and Tiu know this woman. But Mr. Dan never asked Tiu to bring a letter to her, so he always asked Thuong to bring it, and they always find a way so that Mrs. Wing's father don't know what was happening, and every day there will be letters for her to read. One day, Thuong said that he have opened the letters, and what inside it was a lyrics, and this lyrics was very amazing as well. It was about love. That he was so impressed about it, but he didn't know that this lyrics was for love. So he actually wrote it and then sent it to to his mates, like he was sitting next to her, and he put the letters to her, and she reading it, and then she gets so, and she didn't know it was the love letters, so she instantly bring it to the teacher that was a father of Mrs. Bing, and and then Theo got a punishment for what he have done, yeah. And that is when he hates his teachers a lot, especially that one day his teacher find out that their uncle always bringing the letters to Miss Ving, so he became very angry that he had to hit his brother for what have happening. Well, to hate him now, but Theo knows that his teacher hitting his uncle, not to him, but but now he's too angry. He didn't know what to do now. All right. The next story is that that of course Theo also have an enemy, and this enemy was actually Sean. Sean said that he loves Mom and a girl named Peppa. So like Peppa Pig, Okay, so between the two of the girls, Sean wasn't a very good boy either, and he really loves to make something about grown-up business stuff, and Theo hated it, but he also liked Mom a lot, so he had to try every way to protect her and from that enemy of him, that he protect Mom so much that Sean hates him a lot, and they have to fight together, and the fight becomes even worse and worse. But because Sean was bigger and stronger than Theo, so he had to lose in the battle, and he was all bruised and black and pink and everywhere. Okay, so coming home, what Theo see was upsetting him a lot. No one cannot touch his brother like that so much. So Theo and Theo the other day come up and started to attack back, and this led that Sean started to feel scared of his little brother and never tried to touch Theo anymore. Okay, for what happens in the Mom's house was becoming now that the house was started to catch a fire right at the basement where Mom's dad have been locked up and didn't live inside there. So Theo started to feeling worried about her family. So and Mom started to come to his and now Mom have lost her father. Also her mother was now in prison for what they found was actually a bone of a real human. So Mom was very sad and upset as well. So Theo had to come and stay overnight with her. Okay, so at the night it was very fun. I mean, they have a lot of conversation together, and they also sleep. Okay, after waking up, they also after that, Mom started to move to his house and live for a few months or days until Mom's mothers come home and pick her up, and then they'll have a better life. Okay. Now, what Theo done is that he now have a crush on Mom now, and Mom also has a crush on Theo, and they like having a lot of fun together for the first few days. But then Theo started to feeling upset about his brother because his brother always having fun with Mud, while Mud never having fun with Theo either, which makes him very confused, also very lonely and sad. And he also very angry about his little brother that one day of neighbors come up and found that frog. He get that frog up and said that and well they are in that neighbor's child's tummy. So Toon was very sad and Toon know about all this what was happening, but he never even tried to say to that neighbors to bring that frog back to them because he's now very angry. But that angry always become a sad story. So after what happening, Theo started to love his brother even more. Okay, now they are having fun until summers came, and the summers came, which means that flood were going to flood their village again. And after the flood had finished, the village started it to become poor in a condition that was very poor, and it seemed like that there wasn't any enough money for the family to hold on. His father had to come to the city for work. His mother have to find a work that were going to have some enough money for the family to eat and drinks every day. Okay, and that is when another tragedy starts with Theo. One day while he was coming home after playing at his grandma's house, Theo find out that Mom and Toon are like eating something, like they are imagining about the plates was full of rice, chickens, and everything. Well, that was very guilty because Theo was very angry about and like stupid as well because he didn't know that they are pretending because he's just coming home. So he started to have a fight with his brother, and his brother was injured, and that injuries led him to stay in bed for a lot of months. And Mons also have a good news is that she was going home she was going away with her mother to find her father, and then we're coming back to the village, but it will make a lot of times and years. So Toon and Theo have to stay together in a little house, and that little house was now very sad. The family was poor and didn't have enough money for Toon to get to be treated properly. So, but Toon was a very very happy child. He's never feeling pains because he have a lot of pains now, so he get used to it. And this pain to him was just like an ant biting on his knees. What he thinks is that he always loves to imagine a lot of things. That is why when he telling the truth that he saw a princess, Theo doesn't believe about Toon's words until that day Theo have found out what he was talking about, a real princess, and he was impressed. So he started to hunt down the princess, and the princess lived in the forest where everybody's always said the stories about a ghost tiger living in there. So Theo's coming up, and everything was come out at last. The princess was actually a girl named Nhi. Nhi had an accident 3 years ago. While Theo have asked Nhi's father, and her father have told Theo about all the story of what happening to that day. While the day of the circus, when that little girl that stupid little girl had an accident by falling down on a very steep guard, I think so, where the motorbikes are like zooming around and around the circle. That is when the accident started to happening, and then he started to that every villagers in the village think that Ni was dead, while her fathers know that Ni wasn't dead. She just wake up and she like never even remember what happened in the events, but she was inside a dream, the dreams of become a princess, and her father was a king. So that is why she didn't know the truth and the real world outside. And now she have found the truth people. That was Toon, of course, and thanks to that princess, Toon was cured. He can sit, then from sit to stand to walk, and walk to run. And he can run and having fun like other normal kids does. Okay, now the story was a very sad story, but what the Theo saw was that it was also a very amazing story, because that little princess have actually helped to become better now, and became missing that little girl a lot. So now Toon was well, and he wanted to go and see the little princess in the little house. But while on the way, there was a lot of children grouping to a little girl and started to play pranks on her, and she was very scared. That is when they know that it was Ni, and Ni was in the trouble. So Toon started to run after her and started to help her. After helping her, Ni have remembered everything from the past, and she was now she have understand of what have happening, and she knew Toon was her friends. Also, she knew that her father wasn't a king at all, but her best father. So the story have also ends here, as the curtains of the books have been closed down. To have telling a lot of stories. There are also some stories about their childhoods that everybody always like flying the kites, or even having more activities and games they done in schools and also at home in a small little village. This is the end of the book. Thank you so much for watching my video, and goodbye.